Hey guys, Sonic Smash Bro here, and Asana got some new cards finally to work with compared to the last time I did Constructor Fusion. I say finally because these just make Constructor Fusion so much better than they were before. One of the biggest problems that Constructor Fusion had for the longest time was consistency in being able to get to their boss monsters, or at least keep some kind of boss monster on the field. Not to mention having just honestly bad cards to work with, and just recovery plays were not that great either. To where Constructor Fusion had a hard time dealing with some situations without stuff like Pot of Avarice or other cards like that to avoid decking out, or even freaking just, getting stuff going in the first place once you've lost your board. These cards all fix that. Constructor Fusion is so good now, and I'm so happy to show this off. Well, what little I can anyway, you'll understand what I mean in a moment. But first, the skill of choice, Dynamic Dream Builder. Can be activated once per turn, on turn 2 and onward, on a turn that you normal summon a normal monster, if all of the monsters in your constructed main deck are Earth Attribute Worm-type monsters. You can either add Fusion from deck or grave to hand, or send a card from hand to grave, then add Constructor Worm Build Dragon or Peaks of Listopia from deck or grave to hand. You can only add Build Dragon once per duel this way. So we're starting off with one of the new cards right away, Constructor Skyworm Gantry Dragon. If a face-up field spell card is on the field, choose one Constructor Worm Build Dragon in your graveyard, special summon it face up to your field. This turn you can only attack with Worm-type monsters, which is the entire deck, so it doesn't matter. Gantry is so good. I'd recommend probably playing this at 2, actually. There's a reason I don't. Remember the original problem with Constructor Fusion that I had for the longest time actually trying to keep things going? Even 3 tributes was sometimes bricking. So 4 is still pushing it if it weren't for the fact that Gantry and one of the new cards is so good that it actually justifies this now. So again, you could probably play Gantry at 2 and play the 3 Build Dragon, which I am doing now, triple Constructor Worm Build Dragon. If a face-up field spell card is on the field, special summon a Worm-type normal monster from your graveyard face up to your field. These combo together in the stupidest ways, I love it. Speaking of comboing together in the stupidest ways, triple Constructor Sentry Dragline. Shuffle 3 Worm-type monsters from your graveyard in the deck, and special summon a level 8 Worm-type monster from your graveyard face up to your field. If you special summon Constructor Worm Build Dragon by this effect, you can also add a Worm-type monster with 0 defense points from your graveyard to your hand, which is Shovelon and Pylon, which is a big deal because they're your fusion pieces, among the normal monsters anyway. And that means you can also activate the skill. Triple pick one the Constructor Fairy, send a Worm-type monster from hand to grave, draw 1 card. It's basically Worm Mystic Dealer, essentially. Triple Constructor Desk Worker Tarask. This used to be a bad card. Dragline really helps it be amazing. Send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. Send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard after that. Then you can add Fusion, or 1 field spell card from your graveyard to your hand. And once again, this turn you can only attack with Worm-type monsters, which doesn't even matter. Tarask is so good now thanks to the new cards. Triple Pylon, this is pretty much just here for Fusion, for Build Dream. You know the drill with that. Speaking of drill, Constructor's Older Drillzard, I still play 1, purely for the reason of, I don't like only having 6 normal monsters to activate the skill. Drillzard just gives us that little bit of extra consistency. You could probably swap this out for the second Gantry Dragon if you wanted to, but I still kind of prefer having at least a little bit of consistency with the normal monsters, that's just me. Triple Constructor Warrior Shovelon, 1500 beat stick, part of a fusion for, Constructor Chief Worm Handhold on. It's also just a way to proc the skill. Bringing this back with Build Dragon, it's just pretty good for 1500. That's it for monsters. On to spells and traps. 1 Primal Howling. If you have a face-up Worm-type monster in your field, place 1 spell or trap card from your opponent's field on the bottom of their deck. I was playing 2 for a little bit, because it's either like 2 of this and 1 fusion, or 1 of this and 2 fusion. I ended up slightly preferring the consistency of the fusion over the consistency of the Primal Howling. Besides, it's not like you're completely getting rid of the back row, and not to mention, the only back row you really have to worry about super often anymore with this is Negate Attack. That's actually what ruined an attempt, by the way, attempt 23 to be exact. Got right to the end, played around a buffered slime, only to get hit with Negate Attack into a Magnum Overlord. I got hit with my own strat. You hate to see it. Anyway, this is the only deck in the current format right now that I think prefers Tribute to the Doomed. Send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Destroy one monster on the field. So, remember the auto-lose that Constructor Fusion always had to deal with before? Maximums. That was not fixed. You still can't run over any of them except for Vast Vulcan, and even then, only with a Build Dream that also has Peaks of Blistopia in play. Because Build Dream can't get rid of a maximum because it has to destroy exactly 2 monsters, and maximums always count as 1. So, we need ways to get around those, and Tribute to the Doomed is one of those ways. Next up, double Peaks of Blistopia. While this card is face up in the field zone, face up Worm-type monsters on the field, gain 400 attack points, and lose 400 defense points. Such a good card, just in general. Double Talismanic Seal Array. This is our other means of getting around maxims. You need at least one, no matter what. Shuffle 4 monsters from your graveyard into the deck. One face-up monster in the opponent's field loses attack points equal to the level times 200 until the end of this turn. And double Fusion. Fusion summon by sending face-up monsters from your field to the graveyard as fusion materials. As for traps, we have, of course, Negate Attack. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, negate the attack and essentially end the battle phase because this turn your opponent can no longer declare any further attacks. And the Buffered Slimes. When an opponent's lower monster declares an attack, send the top card of the deck to the graveyard. This turn you take no battle damage. If your life points were 3,000 or higher when you activated this effect, you also take 2,000 damage. On to the extra deck. With triple Infinite Constructor Worm Build Dream, I am still going to flex this Prismatic for all it's worth. Send one card from your field zone to the graveyard. Destroy 2 monsters on your opponent's field. Still really good, still really dumb because we also have its partner in crime, Constructor Chief Worm Hand Toolon. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 200 attack points till the end of this turn. If there is no face-up field spell card on your field, you can then also add either Peaks of Blistopia or Silver Mountain of Blistopia from your graveyard to your hand. Why would you ever play Silver Mountain of Blistopia and give up the negate attack? Silver Mountain's garbage. Don't bother. So, that is it for the deck. Replays are going to go fairly quick this time, unfortunately. You'll see why. So before we get into the main meat of things with this, I'm gonna have to use a bunch of bonus replays, and even then, I still didn't have enough to really cover for what happened with the successful attempt. I mentioned this already in a post on the channel, but I hate that this is the attempt that actually succeeded. You'll see what I mean. Like, I wanted to showcase Constructor Fusion in a better way. This is just the attempt I ended up getting.
I'm ready. All right. Get ready for the rush. Here I draw Picklon, the Constructor Fit. I activate.
So I try to just draw into something more useful. That's gonna come back to bite me here.
Final check.
You don't want to miss a
End
6
my
times.
turn.
Let's go. I activate my take them.
Yay, Gaia. And he stole my Build Dragon. You annoying little punk. You actually stole my Build Dragon. And even worse, it's Gaia Materium, which won't even be around for much longer. So he goes to push for game, right? So I have to play around the recital. Too bad I don't care.
You'll pay for sending my monsters to the scrapyard.
You're right, we're not the same. You're playing pre-nerf like a freaking coward.
Constructor Princess Hyla. Listen to the
Now check this out.
Sentinel Drag. I activate my field spell. Peaks of I activate Drag Lines effect.
1, 2, 3.
Forge your rise from the land to top. Scratch the sky. When there's a field spell, Constructor Princess, I activate my blueprint. Your wildest dreams to pave the path to dream big. Gantry Dragon activates. Forge your ground. I activate Gantry effect. I set a card.
How do you like that one?
Battle. Go, Build Dragon. Attack, Build Dragon. This will finish the job.
Yeah, Gantry just came in clutch. That's the kind of stuff you can expect to pull off with Constructor Fusion pretty often. It's ridiculous. I waste my time, he says. Oh, we're gonna get a waste of time in a moment with the proper climb, but... Well, climb in huge air quotes. I'm sorry that this worked out the way it did, guys. I really didn't want it to. I hate it as much as you will. But for now, I believe this was Manabu Pyro?
If you
No,
I'm ready to
Maddox, so
get ready for the rush.
Go rush!
Chemical Pyro, I believe it would be.
Draw.
I don't freaking know.
I said it. I can't wait to see what you have in store.
I draw. Come on
I
out.
end my turn.
This is the
They don't roar. I swear to you, they always get chemicalized salamander. Let me check that graveyard real quick. Oh no, for once he didn't.
I'll set a monster. I'll set a card. Battle, go! Here goes.
So, you guessed all kinds of wrong. You're about to pay for that.
Exactly as I
draw.
expected.
All right.
I end my turn.
I activate my monster. There is no fruit. Forge your I activate my field spell. Nothing can stop it. Construct.
So, we're getting back the shovel on that was built by Tarask. Yeah, Tarask can come in clutch sometimes.
Final check.
Not the best position to be in. Definitely not great. But it could be worse. There it is! Oh, no, not again. Oh, no, again to throw me off. Chromatograph, I guess.
Come on out. I activate the spell card. Fiery Chromatographicus. Attack everything.
If that's all, this is just over.
As I expected.
Constructor warrior shovel. When there's a field spell, constructor. I activate my spell card.
I have a bad habit.
That was great.
I think he scooped there for some reason, but then again, I had Tribute to the Doom, so it makes some sense. Let me check his life points before the turn started. Yeah, that was game. Tribute to the Doomed, goodbye. So, this ended up being a 10-26. And before I, talk about what actually went down, despite, everything that happened, I need to rant about something. To those of you who do this, regardless of whether it's rush or speed, stop! You are wasting our time! Some might argue, oh, it's fine in King of Games, who cares?
Rush duels are really
You also
fun.
forget that some people want to actually play the game.
Give it all you got, Asana.
For the
People
heavy
actually want to
cavalry.
play the game and play
Here
stuff
we
casually
go.
for fun,
Get ready for
not
the
just sit
rush.
through whatever
Here
this
I go.
was.
It's my turn. I draw. This duel's only getting
Looks like
started.
it's
Yeah,
my turn.
he's doing
And
this.
I draw. Come out.
This pile of absolute
My
bull.
monster's effect. Constructor Sentinel. I activate my field spell. I'll set a card. I set
So,
a card.
This ain't the first time I ran into him in this climb, and he did the same thing every time. And this is Gaia Hero. I checked the list. You can't possibly brick like this with the list he had. He could have always done something in the opening turn.
Final check.
You're not
So,
gonna win that easily.
Stop doing this! You're literally wasting our times by just not doing anything. Play 0-0s and crash into us all the time. Like, zero attack monsters just crash into us and
Looks like
speed
it's
things
my
up that
turn.
way. Do something! Play the game!
Princess Pylon.
As far as I'm concerned, you're just wasting our time.
I activate Dragline's effect.
So do us all a favor and cut this crap, because this gets really obnoxious to see all the time. Whether it's King of Games,
Film Dragon.
KC Cup Stage 1, GRFest Stage 1, whatever. Even in rank before King of Games, you should be trying to get the gems you're after.
Go, Film Dragon.
This is ranked. You want to do this crap, do this in casuals.
You're just not up to par.
Preferably don't do it at all, but at least do it in casuals where you're not bothering anybody. You're just wasting our time by doing this stuff. Let us play the game. I don't care if I'd have to go up against, like, pre-nerf Gaia all the time. I'd rather that than this.
You should.
So people, just stop doing this. You're literally wasting our times. Like, time better spent doing anything productive. Grinding another random game, whatever. Working on video editing, whatever you can think of will be more productive than this. Now for the only real game in this climb. I say only real game For, admittedly, this reason was actually kind of funny.
I demand a
That guy, however, was
I won't
infuriating.
take
If you have a
And yes, that's a problem both in rush and
for the
speed, by the way, so,
cavalry.
Go
Get ready for
enjoy, I guess.
I draw.
My apologies.
I set a card.
I've been wanting to rant about that for a while. This guy gave me the perfect excuse to.
Picklon, the Constructor Fairy. I activate Picklon,
Try and get something better.
Warrior Shovel. Listen to the roar. I'm setting a monster. I activate my spell card. I fusion summon a monster.
Constructor Chief Worm Handle on.
I'm setting. I activate my field spell. Begin the go get him, handsome.
Oh, really now?
Freaking widespread ruin, bro.
My turn.
Here I go. I draw. Watch closely. Here I go. I'll do
Yeah, Gaia Materia.
battle. You will no longer resist. That ends
Here
my
I
turn.
go. I draw. I activate my monster's effect. Constructor Sentinel Drag. I activate Dragline's effect.
Let's just do Dragline shenanigans.
Forge your. There is no. Forge your. Constructor Princess. I activate my spell card. Blueprint your wildest dreams to pave the dream. Listen to the. When there's a field spell, Constructor will from my hand. I activate my spell card.
You may be wondering why I went about it this way. Simply put,
I set a card.
I actually couldn't get rid of the Gaia this way. I had to go about... I couldn't get rid of it with Build Room. I had to go about it this way.
Oh, really now?
Funny card restoration.
That I have this card.
And that wasn't enough to save you. Nice try, buddy. Nice try.
Your strength.
Only that.
I don't know what this guy was doing, but whatever. Now, as for the final 3 games, you know what? I can't even be too mad on, like, the whole AFK situation. That genuinely was infuriating. This was funny. You'll see what I mean. So, Dragia Star, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I gotta play defensive. Check out what happens, because this is hilarious.
I'm here. I get ready for the rush. I draw Picklon, the Constructor Fair. I activate Picklon. I'm setting. I set a monster. I'm setting.
So I just set everything, try to play as defensive as possible, get a better hand.
It's I can't be the king if I can't get the win.
The heavy cavalry.
Did he brick or something? Because he just sweated right there before I really got to play. And so, Gaia Hero.
If you get ready for the rush. I draw. I set a final. Watch this.
And so, brick. And so, Gaia Materian for the final game.
Turn up. I'm
Go
ready. Get ready for
rush.
the rush. Here I go.
This duel
And so, brick!
The heavy
Yeah,
cavalry.
somehow they bricked
Another
3
victory.
times in a row. I have never seen that happen. Like, I'm kind of infuriated I didn't get to show more of what Constructor Fusion is supposed to be doing, but I can't even be too mad at the same time, because that was funny. Unlike this little prick. Stop wasting our time. Anyway. So, I'm sorry you guys didn't get to see much of Constructor Fusion, but make no mistake, this is really good. I was, to some extent, dealing with the Gaia stuff. And once that leaves pretty much for good, this is probably gonna be, like, I would say, third best deck in the format, behind, like, Dragius Star and the upcoming 7's Road stuff, because I think the upcoming 7's Road stuff is going to be really busted. And I mean, hey, it's my time to shine with freaking Yuga again, finally, where Magnum Overlord got me pretty far. This could potentially be the new main. I mean, I love me some Maximums, but the game is leaning more toward fusions at this point, and I can see why. But anyway, Constructor Fusion is just so much better. Like, realistically, you take out the drills or you play a second gantry, and that's, like, the perfect build. Build Dragon or build Dream, if you will. But, like, Constructor Fusion just does everything you need at this point. It's consistent, it blows pretty fast, you can just recover very well, blow stuff up that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. The only struggle you really have is Maximums, and even then, like, you now have ways to get through that because you're playing multiple Seal Arrays now. Tribute to the Doomed is just really good in general. And because you can recover super well, like, the only matchups, like I said, aside from Maximums that might be a little bit tricky is, well, Dragius Star just cheeses everybody. And probably Omega Psychic. Omega Psychic will probably still be really good even with the skill change. But we will see just how this goes. Make no mistake, I wanted to show a little bit more of Constructor Fusion in proper, but, well, that attempt was an abomination that happened. Yeah, that was the thing. Anyway, Constructor Fusion, this is probably my second favorite deck in the game right now. I love this thing. Like, Magnum Overlord will always be, like, the peak for me. And I have a concoction with that coming up at some point. So look forward to seeing Magnum again, just not in the way you'd expect. Some of you may already know what it is. But with that, that's all I can really say in terms of Rush stuff right now. Red Dragon Archfiend post-nerf will be coming fairly soon, once I can actually hit King of Games. But until then, until the next video, whatever it might be, whether that or otherwise, later guys!